right, so here at the top right-hand corner, Xel'Naga Caverns, we have the one and only Complexity Minigun, Mr. Chad MF and Jones. He is our red Protoss player. His opponent in the bottom left-hand corner, it says VVV Wakai. That is actually Ruff.
It's actually Ruff. I promise.
Yes,
I promise it is
really
Ruff.
is. He is our green Terran player. So PvT action starting up here, and so give us a little bit of a background on who you are as a StarCraft player, maybe.
I'm actually a mediocre Terran and Protoss at the Masters level, so I do have some understanding of the game. I don't profess to be like a Grandmaster or anything like that, but I am aware of sort of what's going on. I briefly was a pro player way back in the day.
Way back. Okay. So. It's quite all right, though, so you do have a good understanding, and apparently you've played some interesting matches already. Is your placement matches? You want to talk about one of those in particular?
Absolutely not. I do not want to talk about any of my matches whatsoever.
Okay.
Let's concentrate on the pros right now.
That is unfortunate.
I don't know if a lot of you have seen Ruff. Actually, he's quite a prevalent player in tournaments. He's quite good, and it's great.
I was just going to say, I remember players back about 7 or 8 months ago when you had players like Ruff and Sin that were running the ladder and running these small online cups and things like that. So have not honestly watched Ruff play in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely, from my remembrances of him, he definitely likes to pick a style and try to perfect it on ladder and then moves on to another one. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of style he likes on this map. As everyone knows, Xel'Naga Caverns definitely has the harder to defend natural. Normally more of a problem against Zergs, but it can be an issue with early busts when you're playing Terran against Protoss. If they do a lot of early gate pressure, early immortal pressure, that kind of stuff, it can be difficult to defend your expansion without multiple bunkers, and it's hard to have complete bunker coverage on this. So it's interesting to see if he does go for an early expand, if he goes for more standard, 2 racks, 1 rack expand.
It looks like it is going to be the 1 rack expand, unless Mr. SCV up here is planning to do some sort of cheesy proxy ranks play down in Tasteless's secret hallway, because I shouldn't still be talking about that. 150 resources. Bam! Proxy 2 racks. All right, so we'll see how Minigun reacts to this. Jadicus Rex is going to be forced to the limit here to defend. I love his building positioning. He says, "You will not harass me, come hell or high water," and this is actually going to play pretty well for him because the Marines are not going to be able to trap themselves around the back here. They're going to force their way through the front of the base and through this mineral line.
Absolutely. I'm definitely, it's always a little bit worrisome. Oh my goodness, he is going to scout it. Oh my God.
Wow.
That's amazing.
We'll see if Ruff actually goes ahead and cancels this immediately. We see 1 stalker put down. I imagine a couple more barracks, and let's take a look. And this is actually going to end up working out for a 1 racks expand. Well, he decided to throw down gas. He was obviously looking to put down a tech lab at the same time, rally up either some marauders or just go right for a stim pack or something like that as he was putting on pressure. But there we have it. Expansion coming down. 1 gas is already on the way. He'll get a factory in pretty short time if he wants to do that, or he can move right into those bio upgrades.
It seems like he's definitely being a little bit indecisive there. Starting a Marine and then canceling it, and now he's lifting off and adding a tech lab onto that barracks. So I think we'll definitely. I don't think there's enough advantage for Chad to actually try to follow up with any sort of early pressure, just win the game, obviously. But it definitely hurts him. And again, a lot of it is the psychological component of it. He found him out. He was able to discover what he was doing. You sort of got to switch your plans all of a sudden, and it can be a little distracting.
I agree, but he definitely has the ability to do a very, very, very safe 3-gate expand now, and that's usually what you want to move into. And there's really no excuse now that he knows his opponent canceled the 2nd racks. He sees the bunker coming up at the front, so he knows there's a command center down there. So I assume we are going to see that very, very conventional 3-gate expand, but he should be able to pull it off. I really don't see Ruff moving out within the next 4 or 5 minutes, so he should be able to pull it off, actually take a profit, then decide if he wants to go robo or 6-gate timing.
Yeah, he's definitely sort of forced back into much more passive role, especially as he's getting add-ons, he's getting his tech up, things like that, where you might get in a little bit earlier if he wasn't trying to go for that early pressure, where he was just concentrating without add-ons to try to get Marines out. So that Marauder is going to definitely shut down the Stalker pressure. Goodbye, Stalker. And if he's not careful, he's going to lose that sentry, but he does back it away. It is a little worrisome when you have that early pylon and you don't have a lot of early forces to defend it. Losing 100 minerals at this stage of the game, while not crucial or game breaking, it definitely does hurt.
Yeah, Minigun only has a bunch of sentries for the time being. He will be able to prevent the... I mean, it's a good idea that he got those now. Now, because he wants them to accumulate energy as the game goes along, but if Ruff had decided, okay, I killed that stalker, I wonder what's up here, he actually would have been in a pretty bad spot. Those valuable sentries would have been forced to lose all their energy or just outright die.
And this is definitely showing his hand. Chad moving his forces, or Minigun. I should just call him Minigun, shouldn't I?
Yeah, that works. Chad MFN Jones is acceptable, but yes.
Okay. Wow, double down on the bunker. 5 bunkers. What is he expecting? This is craziness.
He expects 6-gate. I mean, I don't see any way he's not expecting 6-gate at the moment. But really, Chad's only on. I'm sorry, now you have me saying Chad. Minigun's only on 3 gates. Is he going to be able to drop the force fields?
Nice.
Okay, so he does prevent the repair of 1 bunker, but it looks like Ruff is going to be in fine position to protect the other ones. However, what Minigun has done is open up a nice avenue of attack down here along the right-hand side that he can easily reinforce. He can get out of the range of those bunkers.
Absolutely, and realistically, Ruff does not actually have all that many forces. I mean, a lot of those bunkers are taken up by marauders.
Yes.
And really, they can be shut out by force fields relatively easily. So this is definitely hurting Ruff as he's losing all of this mining time, as well as he's supply blocked, and there's no supply depots anywhere in sight.
And let's add on top of this that he's pouring minerals now into repairing this orbital command over and over again. So, Minigun, is going to lose a sentry for free. That's no good. But that tickle beam is not used to tickle any Marines, unfortunately.
Still no supply depot.
Yeah.
Still no supply depot. I do not understand what Ruff is doing right now.
Well, he's accumulating resources for the long haul. That's what he's worried about.
His 42 minerals, very impressive right now.
Hey! He put down a barracks. Anyway, let's see if
I wonder if
Minigun is actually not moved off a 3-gate.
More of just him being frazzled and just not knowing how to handle the pressure and not paying attention to. He's
bit by bit. No, okay, he actually is coming into attack. So. And nice job by Minigun to actually trap a lot of those Marines, because there was no way he was going to be able to engage all those at the same time. But he kills 14 workers in the process as well.
I mean, at this point, basically the game is in rough straits for Ruff.
Let's be honest here. I mean, you try as casters to say, oh well, it's not over. What can Ruff do to come back? What can he do? Well, down 20 workers to 45, down in infrastructure, down in unit producing structures. Not much.
I mean, at that point, there's no reason to go back. When you have all your SCVs pulled, you got to try to force something. Maybe you'll catch Chad napping. I don't think that would happen, but there's no way you can macro out of this without trying to do something crazy like double expoing. On a map like this, where it's so easy to scout your expos, you're pretty much done. There's really no way to come back from this without Minigun making some horrible mistake. Right. And you should never rely on your opponent to make a mistake for you to win. So, in my opinion, he should have just gone for it. And he really loves staying at 46 supply. That is like his
2 supply depots, though, man. He's got it. He's got it.
He's
they just happen to come at 11 minutes into the game. All right, so let's take a look now. Immortal being thrown in on top of this Observer. The Observer sees very nice bunker coverage. Would not be terribly surprised if Minigun just waits for about 2 mortals to be thrown in. There's one. He'll probably wait for the second as it's just finishing up. Get about 2 more warpins, and then, well, that's about it.
Yep. Say goodbye to those bunkers.
Let's see. Ruff's got this, man. He's got he is moving to factory tech. We will see tier 2 units. But
it's gonna be too little, too late. I'm actually a little surprised Minigun is not taking a 3rd yet, just to guarantee it. But I think he just knows that he's won. So I don't think it's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, and let's see if. Let's see if Ruff has it in him for the miracle defense, the perfect micro. If he would drop just right now. At this exact second, I know, yes, he's only going to starport now, but I'm saying I'm throwing out the hypotheticals because we know everyone does that he is dead. This,
but actually, force fields should actually be called the anti-micro.
It's the in-game map editor is what I've heard some people refer to it as. So, are you tired with? Or do you wish that there was a cliff instead of a ramp there? Well, just use a force field.
I mean, he is definitely killing them. He almost doesn't even need the force fields with 2 immortals. Yeah. So. Awesome.
Good job! Yeah. Congratulations to Minigun. It looks like he's going to take game number 1 here. The Ruff rallying out the rest of his units, but he's down to half his opponent's supply. SCVs are falling like flies. We now have 28 workers killed, soon to surpass 30. He's back down to that magical 20 worker level. There's the rest of the units, even the mule! He's getting in on the action. But it doesn't matter, so the rest of the units have died. Now Ruff is under 50 supply. There is a counterattack going on, but there is now an Immortal out along with a couple of Zealots.
That Immortal is going to town.
Yeah, that's chewing through a lot of units.
It'll still die, but at this point, Minigun's going to be able to warp in some units and not have any issues with it, though he probably should have warped in a Stalker as well. But it looks like he's not microing.
He'll just let him stim himself to death, honestly, because they still do move at 2.25, which is the same with the Zealots. The Zealots will eventually catch up because the Marines have to stop to fire.
Right.
So. Right, Starport's going to go down. Ruff is holding on to his last leg. He wants to stay in this. He wants his free trip to the UK.
And there we go. There's the GG.